Oh, hello, friends. All right, it is Tuesday, and you're watching the Two Guys Tech Home Lab Hour. My name is Rich Teslo, and this is the 8th one of these we've done. Like I said a few times back, can he make 10? Maybe. We'll see. At any rate, last week we had the awesome Tom Lawrence on there. I hope you guys caught that. Tom is such a fantastic technologist and YouTuber, and if I'm being a little bit sentimental, I consider him to be like an inspiration. Like he's a mentor, I think, for me. So, hey guys, welcome to the chat. Chat's filling up. Thank you guys for being here. So, let's get the house cleaning out of the way first because I'm already falling all over my words. So, as always, this is supposed to be for all of us to talk about HomeLab. So if you've got HomeLab questions, if you want to ask tech questions, if you want to do anything like that, just throw those questions in the chat. Brandon will get them up on the screen and we can talk about stuff or just hang out, and just you guys can listen to me talk for an hour because that's what we do here. And also, I'm only going to mention this twice because Brandon tells me I mentioned it too much. We have a Discord. It's totally free. Join that Discord. Hang out with people just like me and like you who love this stuff. It's totally free, no paywall, something. Just hang out and talk tech. We can talk about home labs. It's home lab focused, obviously, and computer focused, and there's some keyboard nerds in there too and everything. But with that, let's talk about what we're going to do this show. So I got a few topics I want to just preface with. So obviously we released that KVM versus KVM video on Friday. I want to talk about that a little bit because there's some opinions and thoughts that people in the comments there. And oh my gosh, John got his Palo Alto working over Starlink. There's going to be a story there. We'll have to listen to that tonight. Anyway, so we'll talk about the KVM versus KVM video that went out on last Friday and all that stuff. I kind of do a brain depth just kind of talk through it with you guys. Give you guys a little teaser of the next video I'm working on because there's a whole bunch of stuff in flight, and I like to as a thank you for you guys hanging out with me once a week doing this live show, give you a kind of a heads up of what's coming next. Today is the 11th of March. I think I said that earlier, and the 11th of March was officially the scheduled release date for TrueNAS Scale Fangtooth. Fangtooth? I gotta make sure I said that right. I gotta look here. We're gonna talk about Fangtooth here. I said Snaggletooth earlier, and that was just not right. So yeah, it's anyway. I figured let's go ahead and do something dangerous because I too like to test in production, and I'm going to go ahead and in this live stream with you guys, we're going to go ahead and upgrade my production TrueNAS scale system to the RC, the release candidate that just dropped today. So press F in the chat, and maybe we'll touch on the additional UniFi. Well, UniFi dropped a new device today, the U7 Pro XG and XGS. So maybe we'll talk about that. Take a look at that. And Levik's only ever test and prod. That's how you do it. That's how you get fired. And this has been so. If I may, I had to totally rush. So if this seems a little like off the cuff, it's because I spent the whole day in the office. I usually work from home. That's just an aside. But today was this whole day in the office, and man, oh man, I don't know how people get stuff done when they go into the office because all you do is talk. You just talk to people. It's like constant talking. But with that, let's get to it. So let's talk a little bit about the video, right? The KVM video. Let me get the YouTubes up here, and I'm gonna mute this so it doesn't make any noise. Hey, look, we're live. Did you guys know we're live right now? So let's get this. Where's my stream? Boom. So I released that video on this guy, the KVM versus KVM, where I compared the Jet KVM to the Nano KVM PCIe, which is the whole idea here was like Innie versus Audi. And a lot of comments, a lot of people had a lot of interesting personal thoughts on it, which I respect. I appreciate all those. Like for me, a lot of this is about like, there's myself. It's weird to see myself there, but a lot of this is when you make content and you release it into the world. Like I want it to be a bi-directional conversation as much as possible with people. So I actually read every single comment. I don't respond to the trolls. I will, however, write a huge like paragraph and a half of like response, and then I will just go, damn it, and then just delete it and move on with my life. But I will expend the emotional effort up front for no apparent gain. That's just who I am, I suppose. Anyway, so a lot of people don't like the Nano KVM. They think that it's Chinese garbage. I would propose that the Jet KVM is also made in China. So what are you going to do? Everything's made in China. And it was funny. Brandon was telling me, and I looked this up, like dropped the video, and then like literally the next day, Jet KVM released an update that had some things that I was criticizing it for, but say la vie. But at any rate, Brandon's using the Jet KVM, as an aside, was actually his. So he's using that thing happily. I have the Nano KVM down here in a box on the floor. Haven't done anything with it since then because all of my servers have actual IPMIs. But I would love to know what you guys, if you saw the video, what you thought in the chat, what you, constructive criticism, anything you liked, didn't like. I'm all about hearing about that. So, and in the end, I honestly kind of feel like they're the same with the Nano KVM, excuse me, the Jet KVM being a little bit better in performance than streaming. So that's the TLDR. But it was nice to play with them. And I got to take pictures of my hands. I'm a hand model now. I bet you guys didn't see that coming. Yeah. Anyway, we will move on to the good stuff here. So let's talk about what my next video plans are, because let's go ahead and remove myself from there so you don't have to watch me. I don't have to watch me. I had this crazy idea, and it's not so crazy, but it's an idea that I want to do for the next video. I'm also, like a lot of you guys, I'm also a dad. So I've got kids, and obviously they're of a certain age where, playing video games with their friends is kind of a big thing. And one of the big problems that I have, the hassles I have with having kids who are like, if you have kids and if they're like teenagers or whatever, the first thing you'll notice is that they don't care anything about technology, which is kind of a bummer. That bums me out. They do enjoy consuming technology. That's just their thing. But my son will come up to me and say, I want to get a server of X going. What was it? It could be like Rust or something like that. I want to play a game of Rust with my friend. It's going to be private server. Like, cool. Well, your dad's got a HomeLab. He's just going to go ahead and spin that up for you. So then after, reading how to do it and spinning it up, by the time you dump in 2 hours of your personal life, I don't know why I'm wearing headphones still. Let me take those off. By the time you're done spending a solid 2 hours learning how to spin up a VM of something, they play the game on there for about 35, 40 minutes and like, oh, we're done. So the answer to that is something like Pterodactyl, which I'll show you what Pterodactyl is. So Pterodactyl is a really fantastic open source project that allows you to basically host game servers that you can spin up and spin down. It's all controlling Docker containers, obviously. And so I want to make a video where I install Docker and go through that process and put it on a little dude like this. This guy right here, if we can see it, is an HP ProDesk. What is this? 400 G5 mini desktop. Basically, it is a miniature PC, and it's got this one's got 16 gigs RAM, and it's got a small hard drive, which I'm going to put a bigger drive in it. So the whole video is going to be about like a low power game server that you can set up for your friends. You can set up for your family. You can set up for yourself even. I mean, play games with yourself, whatever. And go through that stuff. So I am totally excited about that, and that'll be the next piece of content come out. Over here in the corner, I've got a 100 gigabit switch, which I'll get to after that. I still owe you guys a Proxmox backup server video and a comparison for Veeam. Got called a Veeam shill, by the way. That was great. I was like, really? Like, I'm a Veeam shill now? Cool. I hope Veeam saw that and they're sponsor me, Veeam. Anyway, so with Pterodactyl, yeah, it's a really slick user experience. I'll show you. I actually have my Pterodactyl open tomorrow. Do I not? Yes, I do right here. So here's an example. These are my 4 systems. I run a, this is silly. I'm going to zoom in this a little bit. So I do D&D with my friends on once a week, right? And I run a Foundry VTT, and it's up and running so that, I'm using Foundry. I don't know if you guys know what Foundry is, but it is pretty great. And so I have it running in Pterodactyl, and it was just like a 2-click thing, get up and running. And then from there, then we can play the games on there, and it's persistent and it does automatic backups and all this kind of really fantastic stuff. So that's a really fantastic thing to be using. So if you guys don't know what pterodactyl is, look it up. We'll go through the whole process. Like I said, we'll go through picking something like this little mini PC up off eBay, even though I have this one here that I bought locally, and just go through the whole process, and then off we go. But anyway, that is what's upcoming. You guys want to talk about Fangtooth? Let's talk about Fangtooth. So first things first, it is right now the 11th, and TrueNAS, or excuse me, IX Systems is the parent company who owns TrueNAS. That TrueNAS is their product. They what do we get there? How does that fun on a box with heavy graphics in your Foundry? Well, good question, Marcus. The answer is there's no graphics rendering done inside of the inside VTT. All of that is actually done inside of your browser. So when you run Foundry, and you were either playing D&D or I'm running a Pathfinder campaign at the moment, not that it matters, but or whatever you want to do, all of it is browser rendered. So there's nothing there for you to have to, like, in the end, it's just running, basically just run the server aspect of it. And all of the rendering for all your tokens, all of the like dice rolling functions, all that kind of stuff, all of that stuff is actually just done in the user's browser. So it's pretty slick. So Foundry is great. I know we're off on tangent, but let's see if we can. So Foundry, VTD, let's go. We're looking at us off on a tangent here, but so yeah, Foundry Virtual Tabletop, that stands for, allows you to play D&D or Pathfinder, or you can do your own sort of homebrew stuff in there and roll. And it's got really awesome lighting. You can build, like, if you were building your own maps, even you can like drop your map in there, whatever your 2D images or whatever, and then you can build walls. You can set lighting points. So when people are playing and they're in the game, like if they're in a room that's surrounded by walls, they can't see around or outside. It's really, I am such a nerd, but so sorry, not sorry, but it's great. Foundry is awesome, and that's how to do it. If you want to play D&D with people and they're not in the same area as you, or not sitting in your on your living room or a kitchen table, that's the way to do it. Anyway, back to Fangtooth, that I keep wanting to call Snaggletooth. Today is the 11th of March, and they announced a couple weeks back in one of their podcasts that the RC, the release candidate for Fangtooth, was going to be coming out today, as long as they didn't have any slips in their scheduling. And it did. I mean, I got up this morning and looked, I was like, oh, it's not there. I was like, oh, I sure hope I can get this in the stream. And then sometime in the afternoon, ta-da, it arrived. So I do not. Let's do some CYA. Rich is gonna play some cover his ass here. I don't recommend that you upgrade to the release candidate of Fangtooth or anything really if you rely on, from a production standpoint, your storage that you've got. So if you think you're gonna come to me in the chat and be like, you said I could do this, like, you can do it, and I'm gonna do it with you right now. I didn't say you should. Like, this is a Jeff Goldblum meme moment where it's like, just because your scientists could, they didn't think about if they should, right? Anyway, so let's walk through it. So I did want to take a look at if there's any release note information. Did I have that stuff out there? This is off their basically the software status, and this is where I was going to find out if it was up and running or available. And let's go. I guess the next one's called Gold Eye. These are all fish, right? So anyway, so this is my TrueNAS scale host, the one that we couldn't build on the video, then we built on the next video, and I transferred all the information on it. So let's log into this thing and take a look at what I got, see if anything is broken or blown up. So it's the 24 bay host. It's the 2U. It's downstairs. You guys have seen the videos by this point. I have two storage arrays. Right, the one right here, this one that's called SSAN because they were imported from SuperSAN, which was the old host. This was the NFS. I have 12 drives that are 14 terabyte. Here they are. They came over happily, 49% used. And then I built another array out of the other 12 NVMe's I had. So I have another 12 NVMe's, or not NVMe's, SSDs. The 768 drives that Brandon saw, and he's like, "These are mine." I'm like, "No, they're not." So anyway, so, and as you can see right now, I am on Electric Eel. I'm mostly up to date. What are my error messages? rsync, yeah, my replication is not working at the moment. My domain stuff doesn't seem to be valid, which is fine, but I don't have any hardware related issues. So we're going to go ahead and try to do some updates here and see. Update. By the way, I'll go slower here because I don't know if this is, if you guys can't see this, I apologize. I'll make it super big. There, it's a little chunkier. So I was on dashboard. If you're on TrueNAS, go down to system and then you go to update, right? So here's the update. Right now I'm on the Electric Eel release train because that's the stable production version. And I'm going to go right here to the Fangtooth 2504 release candidate. And I'm going to confirm the switching to the different train. Hold on to your butts, people. All right. So next thing I'm just going to do is I'm going to say apply. We will make a backup, including my secret password, which I'll store locally here. And stored. And confirm. And whilst that is doing its thing, which is fun to, it's just going to do its thing here. I'm going to open up a new tab. Let's go to 172.24.30. Is it 54? Let's see if that's right. All right. I'm hoping this is my IP in mind. That was a guess. I try to remember my IP addresses, but you know, sometimes it, yeah, ultrasound. There it is. Cool. So let's go to remote control. Let's pop it open. And you guys can't see that because it's not the window. So let me share that. Stop screen share and add screen share and share screen. And I like to narrate, friends. Okay. So I'll zoom this in a little bit here. Control scroll for the win. Okay. So it's just sitting here, right? That's what I would expect. I wish I could show you both at the same time, but that's just not how it do. So it's downloading right now. And we'll go ahead and... There's so many things I like about StreamYard, but there's some things I just don't like about StreamYard. And one thing I don't like is I can't switch sharing modes. So I have to hide or destroy a screen and then reshare a screen with you, and that's just the inside baseball of it. So that's where we're at the moment. So that's doing its thing. And it's already downloaded the update. So at this point, we're just going to, I'll keep an eye on the IPMI. Whilst that's going, let's see, there was a bunch of information here that we could look through about what was actually going to be changed in this release notes. And let's go here. Yes, let's go look at the release notes for this and shoot all the way down the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were watching. That was fast. Okay, where are you at now, Mr. Fangtooth? Okay, that was completely useless. I love that. Let's just go ahead and add a whole bunch of stuff here. So this is early access. So these are the new features. I'm not entirely certain if a whole lot of these features are going to be really valuable or useful to everybody. I definitely want you guys to tell me from personal experience that this stuff is. But looking at this, we've got NFS over RDMA support. Maybe it's an enterprise feature, so probably not for us plebes, but fiber channel support. Ain't nobody got time for fiber channel these days, friends. So if you're using that, then you're on the wrong side of history. But iSCSI X copy support through ZVol block cloning. That's cool. TrueNAS JSON RPC 2.0 over WebSocket API. So they obviously made changes to their the WebSocket API stuff, which is awesome. This is interesting. So when you had API keys for Scale before, there was like universal API. So now it's like tied to people, which is nice. We'll see what this improved UI logging experience looks like. That would be neat. Maybe it'll be a scary robot fish. AI much? That's all I'm saying. More security, enterprise stuff, and CFS SPAS deduplication. That'll be interesting. So where are we at, friends? Oh, it's down. All right. And this is rebooting. So let's swap screens so we can see this. Let's stop sharing now. Present and grab here, and we'll grab this and that. And now you should see that it's a black screen because the system is in the process of, I hope, rebooting. I think you meant nerds. All right. Okay, she's rebooting. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. IPMI, ladies and gentlemen, because I have real servers in the cabinet down there. IPMI is your best friend. ILO, iDRAC, whatever. And the super micro servers, like as we saw last time when we were building this out, the super micro systems, I read it as needs. I mean, I'm pretty good at like divining intent, but yeah, like Adam B said, 5-minute boots. If you got a super micro and you start it up, you might as well go make yourself a cup of coffee or something, because it's gonna, maybe a Keurig coffee if I'm being fair. It's not that bad, but it'll come up here in a second. This host is a dual Intel Xeon 6138 Gold, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It's funny how you forget that stuff after you put it in there, but yeah, look at the chat going here. Okay, so we're booting up here. We'll get this to move soon. All right. Yeah, that's true. Like Adam said, it's worse when when they've been unplugged, but this hasn't. So Avego, this is the HBA that's got all the drives hanging off of it. It's a non-RAID card, but you'll see a bunch of drives. You'll see 12 mechanicals, SATAs, and 12 SAS SSDs if it shows them. Whoop. Avego, Broadcom, whatever. There you go. There's all my WDs, and there's the other second half of it. Wonderful. And let's see you boot. Super micro, wait longer, then wait more to be sure. Are you really sure you wanted to wait long? Dude, I've been in situations where I've been, especially when you're replacing RAM on an SMC box, and I think it was like Adam said earlier in the chat, like when you unplug it and you plug it back in. Okay, there it is. You can see the top screen. It says 25.04 RC1. I'm just going to let it boot here. Here it goes. Come on, baby. Let's do this. This is, sad thing is this is probably going to be a nothing burger. And we'll just be like, oh, well, we wasted some time. But you guys got to do it together with me. So go. TrueNAS scale. Anyway, while we're waiting for that, even though I said I wouldn't do it, guys, join the Two Guys Tech Discord. As an aside note, and Brandon said it wasn't going to do it, and I did. After the show, I hop in and just hang out with everybody in there. So if you are interested in talking to me, then what's that say? Human interface is deprecated. To convert the driver to human registered. Yeah. Ignoring unsafe software power cap. Of course, that's what we're going to do. So anyway, get on the Two Guys Tech Discord. That's a good place to be. Come on, buddy. I don't want to. The thing is, I know that if I move away from this screen right here, as soon as I do, it's going to like jump through and we're not going to see everything happen. So you're just going to have to wait. This is what we're going to do here. This is a game of waiting. So, yes. Anyway, hopefully it's not crashed in the back end. We'll find out. Oh, what can we talk about in the meantime? Let's see. What if I look at my... I can't. If I switch off the screen, y'all are not going to be able to see it. That's going to be a bummer. Joy of joys. And the Supermicro IPMI HTML5 viewer does not pop out in a tab. It pops out in a full screen, which is super. But all right. Well, oh, whatever DLM is. All right. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's jump over. And no, see, I told you the instant I threatened to do it. You guys just saw that, right? The instant I threatened, it was like, nope, bloop. Or it just crashed and the box is hung and all my data's gone. We'll see. But chat is popping off. Look at you guys go. I saw Suburban Barbecue mentioned an AS400. That made my blood chill a little bit. Is it already done? All right. Well, it's acting like it's already back. It's okay. Friends, let's see what the new user experience of Fangtooth looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and Yeah, you're good. You're up and running. You're happily. It booted. Woo! We made it. Y'all were scared? No? You didn't care. You didn't care. I'm going to close this because I don't need to see this anymore. Close that and stand by as I pop this guy back open. Let's go show screen. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right. That's nice. That's not what I want to see. There we go. Well, this doesn't look any different, friends. So let's log in and see. Like I expect to like, if you guys have Apple devices, and like I'm a Mac or an iPhone, and you like do peace signs and stuff like that, you get balloons and weird shit. So I'm expecting balloons and weird shit when I log in here. Like something that goes like plays the like the little tooting thing goes. Whee! Okay, well, it looks pretty much the same. Let me back this out a little bit so we can see it all. What do we got here? We got Community Edition. We're on the release candidate. Everything's up and running. Looks like everything's healthy. My storage mounted. Let's see if I lost my apps. Apparently it's redeploying. This one right here is a big deal for me because stupid storage. Like when I converted over last time, it wiped out my storage and all my history. That was real fun. That was great. That was when they moved from Kubernetes over to Docker in TrueNAS, and it just destroyed my experience. I noticed that I don't know if you guys can see this here. If I pop this one, open link, no, open image in new window. You probably can't see that, but this, no. Zoom out. That now says Community Edition. So maybe that the whole idea of their updated stuff is that now it says Community Edition everywhere and doesn't say TrueNAS scale. Enhance, yeah. Enhance. Anyway, so all my containers are up and running. That's fine. That's good. That means that I didn't lose any of the important stuff, that at least in terms of containers. My shares are there. They're all open and running. Data sets, I just have 2. So capacity and all my other stuff that's in, maybe. Why won't you show me that? Expand. There we go. Storage. What is this unused disk? Let's see what you're talking about here. Disks. I bet you that's the SD. Yes. It's a USB. That was the disk we used to build the host. That's how long it's been since I've been down the back of the machine to pull it out. So, okay. So long story short, friends, we just did this whole thing and it was a nothing burger. So that's good. I'll keep an eye on it and report back to you guys in the future. You can see in terms of functionality, it's all, my temperatures are the same. Nothing seems to be broken. I don't see anything. What's under here? Yeah, this is broken because my rsync to Brandon's broken at the moment. But oh, let's see. New version disks are available. Let's go to storage. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the most dangerous game. Upgrade. Yes, upgrade it. Scroll down. Upgrade. I'm just upgrading to the whatever the newest ZFS metadata stuff is. So cool. All right, friends. So you saw it here. You saw it here. Same day. Everything's working. So what is this? Send feedback. I can send them feedback. Cool. All right. Well, that was fun. And is it weird that I kind of wanted something to happen at least? Something that I could troubleshoot with you guys instead of just like, I mean, we all just want this to just work, but all right, cool. So that's up and running. We'll move on with our fun time here. Let's go. Well, let's talk about this UniFi stuff because it's the new hotness today. It was all over all the YouTubers and everything. Yeah, Leavix, you're right. Like, nah, it's okay if it doesn't have problems. Like, no, I'm with you. I mean, a little excitement is always fun for the dramas, for the drama lols, but not for all my stuff. Matter of fact, what you don't see is I need to start a few things here. Let's go. Now that worked, because that's great that it worked and all. Let's go to my Proxmox host and let's go over here and let's kick off my Nextcloud and my Big Plex. There we go. Start. Cool. I only use, in terms of like the storage, the primary stuff that's inside of my storage system is Plex data and also Nextcloud, which is where all my user data is. And so those are the two VMs I have to shut off if I'm going to do any work on it. And now that I say that, perhaps per chance I can look here and see if I see anything. Want to see if this does pop up. Okay, WireGuard. That's fun. I'm not even using WireGuard, but probably not gonna say so. But anyway, I will double check on the Nextcloud and see what's working. But Jellyfin versus Plex. So I disagree. I do believe that Plex is the superior media service. I know that there's at least two people in this chat who disagree with me. And you'd have to prove me wrong, because I just, yeah, it leaves, you got, if you have the lifetime pass for Plex, although Leavix, I don't honestly think that it used to be that when you had the lifetime pass, it actually mattered. It meant something. Like you got access to the early beta stuff and then all of that. But now it's just like, you don't even need Plex Pass of any sort to just have the same stuff. There's only one version of Plex you can download and run. So yeah, look at the chat here. So Mr. Keck says he's a Jellyfin person. So yes, and 2GTBK does make a point. I do think that Plex as a corporation is data mining what you look at on Plex. I think that that's, and I bet you if someone was enterprising enough to go and actually read the arm length EULA for Plex, what they would find is that they're probably anonymizing the data and they're finding out what you watch. And then the reason why they're doing that, is my guess, is so that they could then sell it back to somebody to say, like, actually people are watching a lot of this, a lot of that. So, yeah. So I do recognize that Jellyfin at least gives you that kind of freedom, if you will, right? To know that since it's open source. But I've heard from people that like the Jellyfin user experience is kind of terrible. I don't mean the GUI if you're looking at it via a web browser, but like I've heard from very reliable sources that the Jellyfin app acts differently on different devices, and you might have a different user experience on older hardware versus newer hardware on TVs and whatnot. So really, the one thing that I can guarantee with Plex is that my parents will be able to use it. Like it's going to be, and if they call me on the phone and and they're in their 70s and they're like, how does this work? I'll be like, go here and then boom, there's your thing. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case. If it's dependent, the version of Jellyfin that you've got running on your TV or whatever is different, right? And so that's my spiel. So Plex, sponsor me, I guess. Anyway, more Jellyfin. We're gonna have to take a poll. You know what? After this, I'll throw up a poll on YouTube and just ask, like, Jellyfin, Plex, something else, and we'll see where it lands these days. But Shadow Technology's got his 80-year-old mom on a Roku. I mean, the Rokus are not. I mean, I still think that the user experience is different, but let's talk about this UniFi stuff, because I don't know if I really can defend my usage of Plex beyond me saying that I just think the user experience is superior. So I'm not even going to try. Let's do boop and then boop. Okay, we're back to that. So these guys dropped today. We've got the U7 Pro XGS and the U7 Pro XG. And I don't know if you guys saw this. Do you see it? It says next gen industrial design. And its design is flat. The new design is not saucer shaped. Well, it's still saucer. Now it's more like a dinner plate versus a sausage or a saucer. A lot of love for the shields. There's a lot of love for those NVIDIA shields. I know that I think BK used a shield. Yeah, they're not made. The shields aren't made anymore, are they? I don't think you can get a shield. Can you? Oh, they're still selling them. Shop Shield TV. I stand corrected. You can still get them. I thought that the NVIDIA Shields were a thing of the past. And, but they're there. Question is the tube better than the stand? The box, the flat box. 3 gigs of RAM. That's a little Google. They're still around here. So that Suburban Barbecue said he bought his 3rd one. So I have never ever used one because I just like, why not get the Google Puck that's just Android TV, right? Is it, you're telling me this, it's better than Android TV? Pros, way to go. Is there a Pro? Oh, that's the Pro. Gotcha. That's what makes it Pros. Can I look at it? I don't want to buy it. Let's look at the specs. What we got going on for specs? Sure. Take my data. A Tegra X1 Plus processor with a 256 core GPU. That's a lot of cores for watching TV. That's all I'm going to say. Is that bigger? Okay. So what is the 16 gigs of onboard storage? Can you do anything other than just use it as how is that really compared to, say, Google TV? Not Google. Is it Chromecast TV? How compare? Yeah, they call it Google TV. Chromecast with Google TV. I don't know if you guys have ever used one of these. I use one of these guys for no longer available. Never mind. Don't buy that. You can't have it anymore. Because Google is good at taking things that you like and then just destroying it. But so yeah, never mind. I couldn't even say to recommend this because what's the point? That doesn't exist anymore. So I'm gonna have to check out a Shield and see what's the user experience like. That's kind of the big question. Is I wish it was tiny. I wish it was teeny tiny. Why does it have to be such a big box? Anyway, let's move on. So these guys are the new hotness. The big boy, the U7 Pro XGS is $300 for an access point, which for I don't know if this is arguably their top of the line AP or not, but that's pretty cheap compared to what it costs to get something from Meraki or somebody like that. We're in the thousands of dollars for their higher end APs. But the one thing that I saw in this thing it's got 3 radios, the 6.5 and 2.4. The one thing that I was looking at the back of this guy here, showing the back side here. No, let's see if I can enhance. You guys can see that, right? 10 gigabit base T PoE plus because the plus means better. So that's chat. Is there anybody here who actually has Wi-Fi 7 devices in their house? I want to know. Do you have actual Wi-Fi 7 stuff? I don't have any 6 gigahertz anything here. So I'm not sure. Yeah, the plus means more power. Yes, that's how you have 2 pluses. So I'm not even sure what the PoE plus standard. Oh, PoE plus standard. Thank you, Gemini. I think I'll pass and just look at it myself here. There's usually going to be like okay. So PoE plus power at the PD 71.3 watts. Maximum power delivered is 90 watts. Voltage range 52 to 57 volts. But I guess at the tail end it could be anywhere from 41 to 57. Okay. So what's the max amp draw? If you're gonna say it's per pair. So I mean that's a lot of juice to run that AP. That's for sure. 802.3 BT. So good to know. So that's what you need if you're going to run 10 gig. The thing that I want to see in real life, and as a guy who's got very few 10 gig base T interfaces, I've got a few devices that are 10 gig base T. I have more systems that are SFP plus because, cages and TwinAx or fiber is a lot more affordable to put in, right? In terms of like PHYs and whatnot. But, looking at this guy here, I wonder what you're going to be running what? Cat 7 basically, and you're going to have that's a heck of a run to do 10 gig on. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Brandon, throw up what Levick said on the chat because that's, I know, hot take, right? I honestly don't know who's going to be pushing that much data. Like realistically, what's your internet at home, right? What are you running? 2 gigabit maybe. Maybe you're someplace that has 5. Maybe you're on Comcast and you're like 3 to 500 megabit. Like, those are the kind of levels of performance that I guess maybe enterprise stuff. That would be the only place I would see it. It was being an enterprise. This is obviously enterprise level gear. So this was the XGS, right? So let's go back because they have a XG model, which is shaped the same way, mounts the same way. Let's go look at the technical specs here. Why are you not showing me that? Okay, let's go same pictures. It's basically the same box. That's the same 10 gig connection. What is qualitatively the difference between the two here? Let's go ahead and let's clone this, duplicate, and go back here. Actually, we're going forward here and take this one here. We're going to play a game of like figuring out the difference. This is what you guys wanted to spend your Tuesday doing. Okay. So go back to specs here. Okay. So it's just the amount of upload, the amount of upload and download streams that you can do for this device. So this guy here has so your max data rate is 5.8 gigabit, 8.6 gigabit at 5 gigahertz. It's higher at the 5. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. But because you got 4x4 MIMO here. That's why. So if you got 2x2 MIMO on 6, 4x4 on 5, and 2x2 on 2.5, and the cheaper one is 2x2 all the way. So that explains doesn't explain the bandwidth difference on the. Oh, that's the same. So basically, you just have less power, less performance on the 5 gigahertz band. That's the way it reads to me. Wireless meshing, band steering, transmit. Okay, these are all basically all the sort of standard stuff I would expect to see on an AP of today's ilk. Max power consumption 22 watts on the XG, and the bigger one's going to have a little bit more wattage consumption. I think 29 because it's got a 4x4. So. Yeah, I like Jason said in the chat, I also run a U6. I have an LR, U6 LR, and it covers the whole house. The only place that I have a little bit of a problem with is in my garage, and so I had an old AC Pro from back in the day that I threw up on the wall or on the ceiling, and that's mostly because of the way the garage is shaped in the house. It's just the worst place to be, and so. Because that's where I will do a whole bunch of production stuff. Like that's where the 3D printer is, that's where the laser cutter is, and all that kind of fun stuff. That's where that's sitting. So I had to throw an extra AP out there just to make sure. Yeah, more numbers equals more betters. You were right. Mm-hmm. All right. So interesting news. I couldn't run that in my house if I wanted to, so that's cool. So I'm not going to bother, but. If any of you lucky people end up with one of these bad boys in your hands and you mount it, I would love to know all about it. So by all means, tell me all about it. Because it's interesting. Double check. Are you still alive? Yeah, you're still good. Oh, you're still good. Look at you. Look at you. You're good, you. Cool. Can anybody say overkill? That's overkill. 1% average usage on 32 cores. That's me. Okay. So actually, I've got a few other things. We'll drop this down just to kind of back to this. Oh, and by all means, again, just as a reminder, any questions you come up with, any thoughts you want to drop in the chat, all that free RAM. I know, Adam, you're right. A good friend helped me out here, and that's got so much RAM that I don't like. I expect. Let's go back to that so you can see it. Boop. Since it just got freshly rebooted, this will fill up eventually when things start moving, right? But as of right now. It's not gonna clean. It's pretty clean, but oh, I'm feeling self-conscious at the amount of RAM I have in this server. Oh god. Okay, so let me ask you guys some questions. I have sitting on the floor in my garage it is a T340 server. I don't want to throw it away, but I don't want it. I don't need it. So. I would love to know what you guys think I should do with it. Like, is there something beneficial that, just a tad overkill, just a little bit. Yeah. There's just, what is R1? We keep saying that you can run R1 on it now. Remind me guys, Guys, it's like the only thing I can be proud of is go back. Just look at that RAM. That's a lot of RAM. Oh yeah, but run that in RAM would, I guess, be faster than, it'd still be slow though, right? I wonder how many tokens I could run on that and have it be effective. I need to put a GPU in there. That's what I want to do. So if you guys can think of something to do with that T340 box, I'd love to know what you think. It's it's just sitting on my floor languishing. It's not a, Dell did something shady with those T340s. 340. It looks like a server, like the Dell T340s look like real servers, but they're not. I mean, they're small business servers. I want to see pictures of it. Let's go there. This is some third-party aftermarket stuff. So it's got 8 bays in it, but so it's, and I don't believe mine has redundant power supplies. Thank you, live chat. The one thing I did want to say is this an E2200? What is that? Let's look at that. Make sure. I think it's got some Xeon thing in it. It's just, oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, this is it. I actually would like to see what the ARC says about it. Intel ARC. No, this is the same place I was. Go team, go. There we go. That's how I won. So yeah, look at this thing. 2 cores, 2.2 gig. It's not a great box. And oh no, this can't be wrong because that's Q401 or 07. E20. That's the right one. Anyway, it's I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, so like Terry says on there, I have a T320 in my garage and can't seem to do a build with it. I'm the same way. Like, it really kind of feels like a shame that these Dell servers, I think they look great. They're quiet boxes. They're not loud, but they just don't. Big door stop. No, if that's the case, it's going to go to the e-waste and just get recycled because that's probably, yeah. These guys. I want to show me the. Okay, but show me the components. We have to just go to Dell. Dell's website's real great. Find something at Dell's website. No. Don't want support. Do I just go to? No, that's the website. Products. Desktop all-in-ones. Data storage. Servers. All right, I'm not even going to bother. It's not looking for it. Meet the whole new lineup. No, I won't. No, thank you. All right. But yeah, and Brandon was also mentioning, like, we should talk about home LLMs, what you guys are doing. Is anybody doing? Yeah, exactly. Adam's, yeah, 64 gigabytes max RAM in the thing. It's just gut it and put a Raspberry Pi in it. I'm loving these suggestions. That would be maybe multiple Raspberry Pis. Maybe y'all heard of the 10-inch server rack, right? What if I make the 6-inch wide server rack that's actually a T340 chassis that I've gutted and turned into a Raspberry Pi home. There we go. Pi farm. That's, yeah. No, I don't have enough tabs open. I can always have more tabs. Are you kidding me? That's how you roll. Tabs for tabs for tabs. Yeah. That would be funny. That's, if I could find a way to take a Raspberry Pi 5 and hook up a 4X HBA to it or for a PCI Express, 4X to that, you could run the 8 drives off the Pi 5 and it would just be, it'd be a turd. It'd be worse than it is anyway, but womp, womp, womp. Yeah. So if you guys can think of something legitimate for it, that's not like, let me know. All right. Throw it up on the screen. What does it say, Brandon? Throw Shadow Technologies comment up on the screen. Hear me out. Gut it and make it a HomeLab rack with all. That's what I said. You all heard of the 10-inch like mini racks that seem to be the new hotness, right? When 19s are now out of vogue, and then you go a little like mini rack, make it even a mini rack. I don't have the bezel. That's the downside. If I had the bezel, then it'd be cool because I can make it like an opening door, but I don't have the bezel for it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe that that system is as weak as it is. It's I'm gonna show my screen again and get a bunch of crap for it, but yeah, I don't think you can get the T340s anymore. They're probably replaced by the T350s. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Dell. That's what I wanted. Maybe I should type in Power Edge. No. The answer is computer says no, friends. That's what it says. It's been replaced by the T350. Ooh, is that a little purple? No, it just looks purple. No. The 550. Yeah. Same deal. Is that? Yeah, it's 8. So it's two mini SAS connections. It's just the same box with just the same thing. One CPU. What is the Xeons? Oh, well, this has got a... I too like to buy a desktop server and put a $3.7 thousand platinum CPU into it. That's just how I roll. Let's scroll down here so you can actually see it. Yeah, that's one of those, please. I'll just take that. Oh, what'd the price go? The price jumped to $7,000. Yeah, that's not worth it. What can I say? Yeah, T5500. Yeah, T5500. That's an old chassis. Why did you send me back to there? That's not what I wanted. Oh, Precision T-Fisher. Yeah, these were great boxes. I had these were oddly enough were some of my earliest first servers too, because they were great, especially right out of the Enterprise. The Enterprises would get rid of them and they would be great. They had single socket Xeons in them, and yeah, Dell recommends Windows Vista. They're a little old, but yeah, they I mean they're that's what they are, right? They're workstations, and back then, especially in this era, with those Xeons, what were those? That was like the V1 era, right? The 15. Let's see what this is. Do we have this? What CPUs did I put in these back in the day? CPU processors. Oh, so this was the Xeon 550 or 5500. Yep, good times. Like, that's a big honking heavy power consuming boxes. Quad core Intel Xeon 550. I don't want all the legacy. See that? It's called legacy. I hate when I see things that I used to use called legacy. Yeah. The X's, yeah. Good times. Those are good. Those good boxes. They lasted a long time. I know people will probably still run this, but yeah. Absolutely. So, what else? Like I said, it was a heck of a day today. I did not have nearly the amount of preparation time that I typically have. So, oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. We could talk about that. How I migrated this guy was very like unromantic. So I just pulled the drives out of this box and they put them in the new trays, because that host is a different one, and shoved it in there, right? And away it went. And I just imported my configs and it was done. But I don't know. Speaking of LLMs, have any of you worked with, what is it called? Let's see if I can find it. Is it called QLM? Is that what it's called? I'm trying to think of no, I don't want that. No. There's a platform. I was talking to a guy a couple days ago who was using LLMs, and he was using, what was he using? I'm trying to find what he was using. So I've used Hugging Face. Sorry, didn't like it. I've used Hugging Face many a time, and it's been to grab my models. But what was the one that he was saying? Throw in the chat what you guys are using. LLM Studios. Yeah, that is it. OpenWeb UI. Is that the one? Let's see. Let's go. Let's see if it was. I don't want to get it. Show me. Can I have some screenshots? Just give me some screenshots. I want to see. No, it wasn't OpenWeb UI. That's not what it was. It was it has a bunch of, it's like a flow design dock where you can like choose your components and you connect them up to each other. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was really, really, really well done. Crap. Well, that's fun. Well, I'll have to hugging face. Oh, so yeah. Anyway, you know what, friends? We're getting about that time. So, like I said, I'm going to be making the next video is going to be about this. I've got a laser cutter that I'm going to make some shorts on. I've got that 100 gigabit switch, but I really want to show you, but I want to wait for that to be a surprise. And yeah, it's been a heck of a day. I'm tired, and I appreciate you guys. And so we will do this again next week, as we have been doing every week. I appreciate every single one of you. Join our Discord. Get on it. Talk to us. We'll be in the chat after this, or I'll be in the chat after this for a little while. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will be talking soon. Thank you all. Have a good night.